Scott Simpson.
Mr Speaker, one of the most interesting things for me as a new member in this House is the constant daily discovery of new information. And what I have learnt this afternoon about the Church of Scientology has added to the sum total of my general knowledge immensely. So I'd like to thank the Green member, Mr Haig, for his very interesting presentation on the Church of Scientology. But, sir, as I rise to speak this afternoon, I'm thinking really about the Coromandel electorate and the very good, hard-working people of the Coromandel, who are, by and large, small business people running enterprises of varying shapes, forms and sizes. But most of them know that in order to be successful in their business, whether it be a farm or a retail business, horticulture, aquaculture, fishing or whatever, that you really need, sir, a very good plan, and you need good budgetary responsibility, and that you need that especially, sir, when times are tough. And, sir, it's no different for a government. In the past 3 years, National has delivered on its plan to put the economy back on a sound footing, based on more savings, more exports and more productivity. We are determined, sir, to have less debt, to reduce housing speculation and to make sure that government spending is sustainable. And, sir, these are the sorts of things that the good business people of Coromandel want in a government. They are the sorts of things that they voted for last November. And at the same time as we have been focusing on those matters over the last 3 years, we have protected the most vulnerable and taken the sharpest edges off the recession for families and for businesses. National's responsible management means that the government's books are set to be back in surplus by the year 2014-15. And that'll be the first time since the global financial crisis hit the world economy. And so, sir, returning to surplus means that we can start as a nation reducing debt. And that, sir, will be no small achievement. It's taken a disciplined fiscal policy and management to make that happen. We have a plan to rebuild and strengthen New Zealand's economy, and we've stuck to it, and, sir, it's working. In just over a fortnight, sir, on May the 24th, the very good Minister for Finance, Bill English, will be delivering his budget. And it'll be a budget that will reflect our 4 priorities for this term of government. And members opposite probably need a little bit of a reminder what those 4 priorities are. The first and most important, I guess, is that we shall be responsibly managing the government's finances, building a more productive and competitive economy.
Mr. Speaker, I've seen the
point of order. The Right Honourable Winston.
I've seen the rules with respect to reading one's speech, and I'm not trying to say that should be enforced in the way that some members have.
Order. The Right Honourable Member cannot interrupt another member's speech over an issue, whether or not that member is reading a speech.
Really?
And I refer the member to Standing Speakers Ruling 47.1. And
I'm just saying it shouldn't be allowed.
No, order. Only the Speaker can decide. Order. I'm on my feet. Only the Speaker can decide whether or not a member should not read their speech, should not be reading a speech. And I must say, I think the general debate has improved enormously. I think we've not had members reading speeches in recent time, and I think that's been a great improvement. So I just alert all members. I alert members to the need not to read these short general debate speeches, but I hadn't perceived that to be a problem on this occasion. The Honourable Trevor Mallon.
Point of order. And I'm not doing this to interrupt, but I think maybe we could work on the person who's drafting them to get the word "you" out of it.
Order. And neither do I want to see members' speeches interrupted when they use the word "you," but all members should be aware that they, as the Honourable Member did himself, correct himself to not use the third person when referring to other members. It becomes particularly bad when members get accusatory across the House and saying "you" or "you did this," and that's what I want to eliminate if possible. I apologise to the member for his speech being interrupted. Scott Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and it's with pleasure that I continue to rise and speak about the government's plan for our economy. A good 4-point plan that is going to ensure that the economy is on a sound and robust footing for future generations, sir. And that's the message that the people of Coromandel want to hear. That's what they voted for last election. They voted for responsible management of the government's finances, sir, and that's what we've delivered on. They voted, sir, for the building of a more productive and competitive economy, sir, and that's what they voted for last November. That's part of our plan. And, sir, they voted for the delivering of better public services. And in the budget in a fortnight's time, those will be measures that will be introduced and will be addressed by Bill English. Sir, the rebuilding of Christchurch is a hugely important facet and aspect of this budget that we will be hearing from in just a fortnight's time. And, sir, I'm sure that the government will announce a package that will show that the most vulnerable in our society are further protected. A group that is very vulnerable are young people who are on welfare. And, sir, we want to make sure that those people do not spend their lives scrap-heaped by welfare dependency, stuck there in a trap of poverty and despair that they cannot move away from. And so, sir, I will be very happy to support the budget's initiatives that will see that we will be targeting you young people who are on the benefits, because we know that young people, sir, who get onto benefits at a young age tend to stay there. They stay there far too long, sir. And that's not good for them, it's not good for the nation, and it's certainly not good for our community and for our society, sir.
The time for this debate has expired. I call on members' order of the day number 1.
Employment Relations Secret